This is done. And now, so let us talk about DD. You know what is DD? Do you remember, Sam? My,
Discernment, dispassion.
yeah, discernment and dispassion. So that is one pair. I want to add another pair to remember, delusion and depression. So we have two pairs. One is delusion and depression, and other is discernment and dispassion. Do we have a firm knowledge in my mind? What knowledge? That I'm the real self of the nature of peace and happiness. That itself is discernment and dispassion. Am I ready for freedom? Yes. So the mind moves to the discernment and dispassion. Am I living wisely? I move to the discernment and dispassion. I have only, if I say, have to think. But the moment I do not remember, I'm in the other DD, delusion and depression. It has already started. There is another way to look at it. What is the other way to look at it? Yes, I have understood that my real nature is peace and happiness, but I have a problem. So I forget one DD and I remember the other DD. It is already gone. I'm not living wisely. It's only a matter of thinking. Are you paying attention to me or someone else? This is what the master says. So, in order to strengthen one DD, discernment and dispassion, and to destroy the other DD, the delusion and dispassion, we have the five factors. Do you remember the five factors that we are learning in the last 2 or 3 weeks? No, I forgot it, but the moment you forget, you are in the other DD. Forgetfulness is ignorance. We need not to do anything. So these five factors uninstalls the old software that causes the delusion and depression and installs the new software that is discernment and dispassion. You already know uninstalling the old software, updating, upgrading. We already know. So the old software says that the source of happiness is in the world outside. Source of peace and happiness is in the world outside. It may be a phone, it may be my honey, it may be a friend, it may be a house, it may be a vacation. The mind insists on something else other than me. I have lost discernment and dispassion, and I have entered into. Do you remember what I said? Another pair of DD. delusion. And the delusion takes different shape in the form, in the thought, in the speech and action, and ultimately, it is not only the depression I'm talking about when the doctor diagnoses it. We are already suffering from. We have started suffering from delusion and depression. Depression is already started. Once it takes the shape, it is uncontrollable. Then we have doctors. Am I clear until this point? Okay. Say yes. Say big yes. So, source of happiness is other than the real self. That is me. Who is the real self? I am. So, delusion and depression has all started. It will take some time. And so, it is because, not because of this. So, when the delusion and the depression is just, it has started, it has not shown its symptoms. We call it a moments of pleasure. No, I'm okay. I'm happy. Everything is okay. Alice is okay. My honey is okay. So, but when it reaches to a point on the top, then we feel, why don't you understand? My honey, my house, my problem. What I said? Anything other than me. So life becomes a roller coaster. Huh? Life becomes a roller coaster. अशोक वो घूमने नहीं जाते थे हम ऊपर से नीचे पूरी चक्री मेले में. We also used to have in India those roller coasters, age old roller coasters. I like to narrate a story of a roller coaster that one of the masters in Rishikesh used to narrate in the Himalayas. So you have understood the DD, one pair, second pair. You are in the first pair, that is discernment and dispassion, as Sam was saying. There is no source of happiness outside. I am living wisely, I am in the state of discernment and dispassion. But at the same time, I say I understand, but I'm searching source of happiness outside. So I have started the journey of delusion and depression. When I have started, I'm already in this seat of pleasure of the life, when the life is a roller coaster. So it happened, people took their seat and the assistant there, tied the seat belt so that the no people will fall. It was a 15 minutes of a roller coaster ride. Speed increased. Now it is speeding up and down. Before the 15 minutes comes to an end, there is an announcement. But before that, understand this is what happens when the life is a roller coaster. Today I feel bad about you, and day after tomorrow you said sorry, so I'm happy about you. Roller coaster. It continues in the life. Why? I forget one DD, I follow other DD. Delusion, Brahm, that is also known as I hate someone, I like someone. Roller coaster. I bought a house, so I am in anxiety buying a house, and I have a stress selling a house. A roller coaster. Every day it happens. That is the way the life is. So, anyhow, before 15 minutes, the roller coaster has to stop. There is an announcement. There is a technical glitch. It is not going to stop. It will continue to maintain its highest speed, but do not worry. We have called technical expert. He is expected in 15 minutes. Please be patient. Ashok has a big surprise. This is what is happening in your life every day. So this is what is happening in your life. Roller coaster. You had something to react to your honey or to anyone? No, Vaibhav was just telling my dad is taking care of the pet. So I remember the story of a roller coaster. So I'm taking care of the pet is a good thing, but at the same time, I'm missing roller coaster. So anyhow, so roller coaster is repaired. It stopped. That is what we do in our life. Oh God, now I resolved the problem. At least you said sorry to me. Now all the problems have resolved. No problems have resolved. Another problem will start the next day. Why? Because we are a roller coaster of delusion and depression. We have forgotten discernment and dispassion. We may think of it. We have already forgotten. That is what we do in our life. I got married, I divorced, I earned and I lost. I bought a house or sold a house. It is between discernment and discernment, dispassion, and and delusion and depression. Now see this master genius. So the story continues. So there is another announcement. Roller coaster has stopped. Everyone got down. So they announced. What is the normally a normal announcement when some companies calls you and I'm sorry, can you hold on? Can you hang on? Let me find out. You have to wait for 2 minutes. I'm very sorry. Normally we receive a call of this type. So there is another announcement. We regret the problem that caused you inconvenience because of our mistake in the roller coaster. We are offering free ride. Will you like to join a free ride? But that is what you have been doing in your life. That is what we have been doing every day in life. How many times you were in anxiety? How many times you reacted? And you are saying you don't want a free ride. You're taking a free ride. Are you understanding? So that is the story of a roller coaster. We move. We move away, we run away from the discernment and dispassion. That is why we have a sense of anxiety, duality, conflict. I say that I know the discernment and dispassion, and I fall back into the delusion and depression. That is why this series we have started, The Seeker Lives Wisely. Have you seen the when you receive that huh? Receive that audio files? The moment you are a seeker and the seeker lives wisely, inner guru awakens in you. Inner guru, inner teacher. And that inner teacher is nothing but the discernment and dispassion in your intellect, supported by the five factors. And so, what happens when the inner teacher awakens in the presence of discernment and dispassion? What happens? You'll be surprised that your behavior and attitude and response change instantly. Did you hear that? Your behavior, attitude, and response change instantly. So then what happens? The first sign that the people around you notice that. Second, what happens? You're setting an example around you with your people, in your relations. Third, what happens? You start with a new level of communication. And the people notice, you used to get stressed, you used to react, but now you don't react, you don't have a stress because you are living in discernment and dispassion. What happens then? You realize realization. Not only you receive the knowledge, not only you retain the knowledge, you realize that the source of happiness is me. And that me is the real self. That real self is the pure consciousness. And that pure consciousness is the source of happiness. So the mind does not run after anything outside in search of peace and happiness. Because the mind is not running after peace and happiness where they are not. So the delusion is not there and the depression is not there. No, you do not understand. The problem is that you do not understand. Yes, I know that. Why your mind says that I have a lot of problem. So what you are searching for? You are searching peace and happiness outside. So you do not understand that. Did you understand? That is why we say the self-discovery is a journey of life inside, journey within, in the inner space. So our master speaks in a different way. So what is going to happen? When we live wisely, I have already explained, you cannot have a parallel track in life. You have either a track of discernment and dispassion or a delusion and discernment. You cannot run it together. So what happens, the best part is that because the mind has yet to believe, what happens, there is an absence. Your mind says, no, I'm not living in unfavorable condition. I don't have a desire for happiness outside. I am not living in a bondage. I am not living in delusion. I don't have any intense attachment. Your mind awakens to that. Non seeker, one deity, seeker, other deity. So perhaps last week I talked about it. We put effort, no doubt. We have been continuing the journey. We are living life of a seeker. We are putting our effort, but we what the effort we could have put, we are not doing it. And that is why we have a delusion and depression. I must put an effort instead of half-hearted effort. The moment you have a blame and complain, no, no, I'm busy in this thing or that thing, it doesn't work. It means you have a half-hearted effect. Half-hearted effort, and that effort means that I want to continue with the same discernment and dispassion on one hand, and delusion and depression on the other hand. Not possible. We imagine that it is possible. We dream. I married to a girl whom I dreamed yesterday. Is it possible? At this age, you are going to marry? Yes. The girl I dreamed that I married in a waking state. Not possible. That is delusion. So we have to think and contemplate and reflect. The moment any challenge comes, no challenge is greater than the journey of my self discovery. No event and incident, no relations, no problem. The moment I recognize the problem outside, I'm searching happiness there. So that we can only explore by these five factors. So we are going deeper and at a very subtler level to attack the ignorance of the mind. And it has to be done inside. It can be done at any time during the day so that we can continue living in the state of discernment and dispassion, not in delusion and depression. Otherwise, the life will become a roller coaster. At least, there is an announcement there that we are giving a free ride. So here the mind follows the free ride. It becomes upset with one person on one day. Second person, you are very happy to meet On the third day, same thing happens again. Tell me if it is not happening in our life. This is what is happening in our life. So when we apply the discernment and dispassion with the 5 factors, the first factor is the cause. Intellect is the highest faculty that wants to know the cause of every effect. Pain, fever, stress, they are the effects, must have a cause. So we say the cause is the delusion. What is the delusion? That the source of happiness is other than me. You stick to this point in your mind, keep that knowledge, intellect, and then see. So first is the very cause, and when the second factor is the nature of knowledge. What is the nature of knowledge? Only two: real versus unreal. What is changing is not me, cannot be me, cannot find the happiness and peace there, love and wisdom. Not possible. In anything that changes, that is unreal. You tell your mind and see the result. Second point, and the third is the effect. So don't stay on the effect. Go deeper. And the moment you go deeper, you'll find it is the attachment. It is the delusion in the mind. So how to progress? Just drop. Remain relaxed. Who can remain relaxed who lives in the state of discernment and dispassion? And the result, what happens? You find the result, there is an absence of unfavorable circumstances, desire for happiness, running outside, the mind that is running outside stops. When the mind stops outside, you would discover that yes, here it is. This week, you should have choose one, or check that you are still in a roller coaster ride or not. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Body comfortably adjust in a line. I told you last time how fast we are settled. The body is settled, the position, or how long it takes to settle the body. We are still struggling with the body, or we are settled. So, struggle with the body means that we are not settled in the knowledge of the false versus the real self. That is why I say we are moving towards non practice, being comfortable. So now you are settled in the comfort. So I say, look at the neck joint. Looking at the neck joint, be there, feel sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Move the mind on the shoulder joints. Your mind goes with an attention. If it lacks awareness and attention, be clear that it is moving towards another DD. First, it creates a delusion, and then it says, you see, my mind is wandering, I cannot focus. So that complaint comes. Why it comes? Because of attachment. Why there is an attachment? The source of happiness is outside, where it is not. What is this factor known as? It is known as the delusion. So the crazy mind creates the cause and the effect, and we feel the symptoms. And then we don't listen and understand that knowledge. I made it clear. So looking into the shoulder joints, be there. Feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Move the mind on the hip joint. Be there. Feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. The entire body, you experience the comfort and the steadiness in the body, where you experience in the mind. What is this experience? Is the knowledge. And now be carefree. So, who becomes carefree and who remains carefree all the time? You'll find the answer by understanding Didi versus Didi. So, why we say the thoughts are coming and going, you watch them, you witness them, you separate in your mind. You separate in your mind all the thoughts and feeling and images that is the world created in our mind, looking for the source of happiness outside. And that is why we maintain a carefree attitude. So we are not killing any thought. Once that delusion is gone, the thoughts will disappear. I believe you are understanding that part is very important. Or when we introduce a mantra to the mind, that will create an impact that we accept. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Another mantra. Let sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Let everyone be happy. So do you remember, do you recall happiness is within me? Oh, it means that the happiness is within everyone. Yes, the word seems to disappear from your mind. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve santu niramaya. Let everyone be in the state of well-being. Again, the well-being comes from within. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Let everyone be blessed. So the grace and the blessing should shower on everyone on this earth. Oh, everyone. Yes. Why? That is the nature. So we are reminding to the mind, there is no reason why you should go after the delusion and the depression. Why you should run after the objects as a source of happiness. You see the mantra. Ma kasche dukh bhag bhave. Ma kasche dukh bhag bhave. Ma kasche dukh bhag bhave. Let none suffer from misery in this world. When it is possible, when one deity is totally dissolved and destroyed. So what we are working on the marriage between the intellect and the mind. Intellect is the knowledge. Mind picks up the sense organs and the motor organs along with the body to realize, but the mind doesn't listen. So we have a step. So keep looking deep inside the forehead in the space. And from today, drop mentally the Om Shanti inside the forehead in the space and start breathing only from the chest. Quick and short breath for 2 minutes. Continue. Continue quick and short breath. When you inhale, the chest expands. When you exhale, the chest contracts. And that expansion and contraction is done by the breath consciously, inhaling and exhaling, keeping your focus deep inside the forehead in the space and in the space and now stop it. Do nothing. Continue dropping Om Shanti and experiencing the peace. Continue dropping. So when you continue dropping Om Shanti, you will find Om Shanti into the forehead inside, and your experience is different. So that is one way to have a feeling of discernment and dispassion. This mind does not listen to anything. It appears it listens. And that is one reason to be the life becomes a roller coaster. It doesn't want to stop. So looking again inside the forehead in the space, keep on doing Om Shanti and start breathing long breath from the belly. The entire body doesn't move except the belly, nothing moves. So when we move the body again and again, we can recognize the way the mind is functioning. Long breath into the belly. Remember, or you have forgotten to inhale and exhale. Don't forget, continue. But not forgetting does not mean that we are, as if we are asking the mind to make an extra effort. There is no extra effort. What we could have done, that is what we are doing. And stop this, do nothing. So obviously, when you are doing nothing, mind is inside, it is keeps on dropping Om Shanti inside the forehead. That is why I picked up only one center in the beginning. And now we are going for the third type with the breathing. Keep on doing Om Shanti, dropping Om Shanti inside the forehead in the space. And you start the long and the hissing breath, both from the belly and the chest. First, you inhale into the belly, into the chest, exhale from the belly and the chest. Long in the hissing breath, you inhale into the belly and the chest. You exhale from the belly and the chest. Jerk is not there. Sometimes we start with breathing with a jerk and it becomes our habit. So you have to check. You inhale First into the belly, then into the rib cage. Exhale from the belly. And stop it. Do nothing. Keep on dropping Om Shanti inside the forehead. So you are doing something, dropping, but the breath is normal, the body is steady, and you experience the sensation, relaxation, and stillness in the entire body, the outermost layer. And now the breath is wide open and fresh, but it's normal. The normal breath, almost going unnoticed. But you are aware and attentive. You're dropping Om Shanti to avoid any kind of delusion and in that state, look inside the heart. Visualize a triangle. Move the mind on each side of a triangle, dropping Om Shanti, clockwise and anti-clockwise. The triangle is equilateral, pointing upward. That symbolically represents Shiva. And whenever you find the mind follows the rhythm, then look inside the center of a triangle, singing mentally Om. And mind seemingly stops deeper inside the heart, drop Shanti, and self absorption is there. Totally, the world is lost. You are not lost. You see, that is what happens when the world is lost. We say, I am lost. Who knows that you are lost? You. You are not lost. The moment any other thought occupies your mind, you start with the triangle, clockwise, anti-clockwise, and then Shanti. Just for the sake of understanding, you said Om Shanti, totally absorbed for an extended period of the time that the mind becomes aware. That is wonderful. And after that period of the time also lost. Keep on. Mind tricks, and we know how to get back. It's beautiful. It Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. How are you, Brandy?
I'm really good, thank you. I had the realization after we did all the breath work and got deep into the meditation, and my mind was still presenting that it's simply a choice between the two sets of D's, right? And I know that's the lesson that you gave us, but sometimes the most simple thing is the hardest thing to sort out. And when I got to the very bottom of it, I was like, it's just a choice, like, and you just have to make the choice. What are you going to do?
It's
And
a
my
choice.
mind, yeah, and my mind calmed down then, and I had a nice deep,
Nice,
yeah.
deep practice. That is what we need to do in every moment in our life. So that the meditation, that state of meditation permeates every moment in our life, in every thought, in every speech, in our every action. Beautiful way to narrate, Brandy. Oh, you are in a different room today.
I'm at my mom's house.
Oh, you are in your mom's house. Yes. Remember two sets of D. How are you, Sam?
Oh, I'm good. The breath work was a little bit easier today,
Good.
a little bit more effortless, and after that was just a blank, blank canvas.
Blank space. So whenever you see the blankness, remember the mantra. If you can chant the mantra, it's okay. Even if you cannot, just know those four lines. Let there be a state of well being, state of peace, and the state of completeness and auspiciousness. So it is very important to keep that to one set of the DD to remain prominent. Other set of DD should leave us. How are you, Vaibhav?
So I'm good. So in the end, it was like that. My mind was totally focusing on the breath, and in the breath, it was kind of like sometimes I feel that it's a halfway. The breath is not complete, or sometimes that is happening.
Hmm.
So it keeps on going to that. Uh, I was trying to make it that it might be a delusion, and something is happening. It's kind of a delusion, and from that, I was trying to come back, but again, it was going to that point.
Going to that point. Yeah, that is what the Brandy was explaining. They have to make a choice between the two sets of the delusion. The moment we have a delusion, the state of depression has already started. It is sprouting. It will take its shape. That we should understand. So the mind becomes very subtle. That is, you can say, whether you say extraordinary awareness or whether you say it's a subtler level of awareness, it picks up the thread. It doesn't want you to move to that. That is what he has been explaining. Beautiful way to do this. How are you, Samir?
Sir, triangle was very deep. I went very deep inside when it was triangle. That was enjoyed it a lot. After that, it would again started in the left side, and means I don't know what happened. And but I was in awareness. Pain was there, but I was in awareness. Little
Uh,
bit shaking was there, but I was means I didn't lose the moment. I would say.
yeah, we are not able to perhaps listen him correctly, but we got the message. We got the message. Yes, there was some uncomfort or discomfort, but you were detached. So
So
when we, yeah,
one thing I'm I want to ask you if you are able to listen.
no, not, I'm not able to listen to you. I'm listening to
Okay.
you, but not clear, maybe because of internet connection. So, so we should, so that is a beautiful way to narrate it, even if there is a discomfort in the body. So there are two things: make it comfortable. At the same time, you remember the source of happiness is not there. That is an uphill task, but it is an easiest task if we maintain awareness. So here comes our engineer Ashok.
Yes, sir. It was good, and during this period, some cough and cold. So for that, I am taking medicines, but the awareness was being maintained, and the problem is with the body, not with the me. And that
Yes,
was that awareness was being maintained. That is good.
yeah, you're taking medication because the doctor recommended you. And don't forget this meditation. So let there be a
Sure,
perfect combination of medication and meditation. So
sure.
even doing with an audio file, you all are doing with an audio file, listening so you can, while doing the chest breathing, you put your hand on the chest and check that you are breathing from the chest. And then you check the belly. You put your hands on the belly and see that when you inhale, the belly goes out. Now see that there's a less chest movement. But when you're doing all the three, you all the two together, you first inhale into the belly, chest, belly, and the chest. So when you do it for a couple of weeks, it becomes easy. As Sam was saying, that breath work has become easy. So that is all for today. Any question? So we will meet in the next session. Until then, thank you.
Thank you,
Namaste.
sir. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Namaste.
Namaste. आ गई शिवानी की आवाज.